the biggest challenge is separating ourselves with what's out there. Whenever you talk about used clothing, people immediately think about resale or they think about rent. We're not rent, we're not resale. We are exchanging clothes, swapping clothes. And that makes the whole difference, because from a value proposition standpoint, we allow you to recoup almost 90% of the value of the dress because you pay a transactional fee or a subscription fee for this service. But at the end of the day, you're getting an equivalent dress for what you're putting in, or even a better dress if you're willing to purchase additional points in order to get a better dress.
What's up, action takers? Welcome back to After Hours Entrepreneur. This is your guide to building your very own thriving, freedom-loving, freedom-building six-figure business. And today, I'm bringing you a backstage pass to the NSU Levan Center of Innovation's Innovation Day 2022. This event was incredible. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of innovators and entrepreneurs from the South Florida area all congregated in one place in one time. What you're about to watch is one of the episodes in the series where I'm talking with a local entrepreneur who's making it happen just like you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn some new skills, to learn what's working, hear some amazing stories from entrepreneurs, and walk away with some actionable tips that are going to help you build up your business. And by the way, this episode is sponsored by Savant Media. Savant Media gives you the tools to launch, grow, and monetize your very own podcast. You want more info? All you gotta do is go to www.marksavantmedia.com to launch and grow your very own podcast. It's gonna crush it, baby. All right, enough of me. It's time to get into this episode with an awesome innovator at the NSU Innovation Center. Let's go. Quick shout out to our sponsors over at Fran Bridge Consulting. They specialize in placing you with the best non-food franchises on earth. And the best part, it's 100% free. Do yourself a favor and sign up for a free call with the CEO, John Austinson, today over at franbridgeconsulting.com. He'll even send you a free book, 100% free. Go to franbridgeconsulting.com, chat with the CEO, John, today. All right, let's get into the episode. Matias, welcome to After Hours Entrepreneur.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, Matias, glad to have you here. Before we get started, why don't you tell us the name of your business and what it does?
So we are ReDress. We are the first scalable swapping platform for women clothing in the US. And it's important, and maybe we can talk about why it's scalable.
Sure. So woman swapping, not woman swapping. No, I'm not doing that. That hasn't been invented yet. Women's dress or women's clothing swap. So where did you come up with this idea? How did you come up with this idea?
So actually it was my wife who came up with the idea. She had several stores back in Venezuela. She's Venezuelan, in Colombia and here in the US.
Brick and mortar stores.
And she was very surprised, especially here in the US, how people came back to buy clothes like if they were naked, like they were consuming clothing like she never saw before. And she started thinking, these people sometimes don't, it was in the middle of the pandemic actually, these people don't have to pay rent and they still come here and they pay for clothing. And then she started sort of, an eco-friendly venture or thinking about how, fashion, that is her passion, can impact the environment. And that's where ReDress came about.
Awesome. So really the goal here is don't wear the dress one time and let it hang in your closet forever, because Joanna, I love you, baby, but you've got way too many dresses that are just not serving any sort of realistic function. So what we do is you take those old dresses, or me and my wife take those old dresses and we put them on your platform.
Correct.
Right? We put like maybe a picture of it on your platform. And then what happens next?
So with used clothing, two things can happen, basically. One is that you keep it in your closet for 5 years and they end up in landfills, or you just give them away through a thrift store or someone and they also end up in landfills. What ReDress does is that it gives a second life to that dress. The way it works is that you go to your wardrobe or your closet, check whatever you're not going to use anymore. And generally women right now, because of social media, take pictures with clothing and they don't want to use it anymore because they don't want to be seen more than once or twice with the same garment. So they take pictures, they send those pictures, they upload it to a platform, and we basically are going to give you the fair market value or the equivalent of the fair market value of the dress in points that then you can redeem for styles that are already in our platform. And when I say that it's 100% of the fair market value of the dress or the fair market value of the dress is important because resale platforms generally give you up to 30% of the value of the dress. And women get really frustrated because they have these beautiful pieces that they have worn only once or even never. They have the tags on and they give them nothing for those.
It's really gross. Yeah, I've tried to sell clothes before. It's pennies on the dollar.
That's right. So it's peanuts that you get for those clothing, but they still have a value. The problem is that they're not giving you a fair deal for your clothing. So what ReDress does is that we give you 100% of the value of the dress in points that then you can redeem for styles that are already in the platform. One important thing is that you're not exchanging with someone else, because exchanging with someone else would make this business model non-scalable. Why? Because I need to like what you have on and you need to like what I have on in order to make a swap. And, a match between style, how it fits and how it looks on you, it's impossible. It's like doing Tinder in the North Pole. You know what I mean?
So do all the dresses go to like your central warehouse?
Correct. So we handle the inventory and that allows us for, one, you don't need someone else to make a swap. You swap with us. And second, we make sure that the quality of the clothes, it's in mint condition whenever you get it.
Perfect. To me, it sounds like the biggest challenge that you probably have is users, right? Because users mean that people are interacting, they're swapping in, they're swapping out, right? Would you say that's the biggest challenge that you have right now is growing the user base?
I think not getting users. Actually, we have been very, very good in acquiring new users. We haven't spent one dime in marketing yet. How are you finding users? So word of mouth, basically. Right now, it's word of mouth. The biggest challenge is separating ourselves with what's out there. People, whenever you talk about used clothing, people immediately think about resale or they think about rent. So the ThredUps of the world, the Reels of the world, the Rent the Runways of the world. We are basically something in between. We're not rent. We're not resale. We are exchanging clothes, swapping clothes. And that makes the whole difference because from a value proposition standpoint, we allow you to recoup almost 90% of the value of the dress because you pay a transactional fee or a subscription fee for this service. But at the end of the day, you're getting an equivalent dress for what you're putting in, or even a better dress if you're willing to purchase additional points in order to get a better dress.
And then when I get the dress, I get the points. I use the points to purchase a new dress from ReDress. The dress is now mine.
The dress is yours.
The piece of clothing, I don't wear dresses, but the piece of clothing is now mine. I own it, tangible, which I like. Yo, are you interested in business ownership? For many entrepreneurs, the journey starts with non-food franchising. Franchising is simply the better option for many entrepreneurs, and demand is at an all-time high. Lucky for you, John Austinson, founder of Franbridge Consulting, is here to help you today. John and his Franbridge Consulting team are part of the largest brokerage in the US and are constantly vetting the market thoroughly. Franbridge is hands down the premier source for the best opportunities in the non-food franchising world. They will find the best business for you, your personality, and your location. From healthcare to dumpsters, from youth soccer to oil changes, even insulation and windows. And the best part, it's 100% fee-free, no additional costs to you. You may have heard John on Entrepreneurs on Fire. He has served as an Inc. 500 franchisor, a multi-brand franchisee, and in fact, he's one of the top 1% consultants nationwide. Listen, sign up for a free consultation with the CEO, John, today, not his assistant, not his sales team. Sign up for free with John today at franbridgeconsulting.com. That's franbridgeconsulting.com. And guess what? He's even going to send you a copy of his book for free, Non-Food Franchising. For free book. You got to love it. So go to franbridgeconsulting.com right now. All right, let's get into the episode. To me, it sounds expensive though, from an operational standpoint, right? And I'll give you a perfect example. I did a giveaway for my podcast pro group recently. I gave away a book because I had an extra book. Anyway, long story short, I gave away a book. I went to UPS so I could send out the book via the mail. $15 to send a book to California from Florida, not even international. $15. I was like, I could just go to Amazon and buy the book brand new and ship it to him for 10.
Correct.
Right. So what are your thoughts there on the profit margins? Like, how are you actually making that work? Because shipping costs are just astronomical.
They are a big part of our costs, but you have to realize when you do this in scale, the cost goes down. Okay. So right now, for example, we have two services. We have the Daily Chic, which is basically dresses between $50 and $500. And you would only pay for a swap $15. That's it. Everything, including shipping and handling and everything, the service, everything.
Wow.
So it's $15. If you want to exchange designer dresses that are $500 until $5,000, it's only going to cost you $60. And if you have a subscription at the end of the day, it's even cheaper because you can exchange 3, 6, or 9 dresses a month for $39, $59, or $89 a month.
That's cool. So basically you can have a brand new wardrobe every month.
Correct.
That's very neat. What do you think is next? How do you really scale this thing out? Because word of mouth is great, but that doesn't blow up the business, right? It's hard for that to take off. Well, I shouldn't say never, but that's tough. Do you have any other strategies that you have? You have a beautiful booth set up here at the Levan Center. Is that the play, going to different events, getting the booth set up, or what else are you doing?
We want to first try the product in the market. So, and I think we're doing that. As I told you before, it's difficult for people to understand the business model because they immediately think what's out there. It's sort of like what happened with Uber. At first you say, I'm going to jump in a car from someone that I don't know. Forget about it. I rather go in a cab that, basically stinks, but I know that the service works. Here's sort of the same thing. So we are working very hard in order for people to try to make people understand our value proposition. And I think whenever they use the system once, they come again. So we have more than 70% recurrence rate in the platform right now with our early adopters. Now we have finished our friends and family round. We raised almost $500,000 in our friends and family round.
Amazing.
And we're starting our pre-seed round for $2 million. And I think that money is going to be the one that actually it's going to make a scale because, as you said, you can get up to a certain point with word of mouth. But right. Definitely we'll have to spend some money marketing, but we're focusing ourselves in guerrilla marketing first, and second, in micro influencers. I think that's the way to go. I
was going to say, this sounds like perfect for like a TikTok influencer program. You get your TikTok influencers, say, hey, this is the new dress that I just got from ReDress.com. This is the new one. This is the new one. To me, that seems like you could potentially have virality there.
Correct.
Which is where things go.
Correct.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, listen, I want to get into the rapid fire section, Matias, of the show today. Love the business, love the model, I just want to acknowledge that you've added that level of sustainability in the environment, which helps people to feel like they're invested in more than just looking good on a Saturday night.
Absolutely. So one of our pillars is sustainability. So whenever you are swapping a dress rather than buying a dress, there's several different things. You're reducing your carbon footprint. You're basically saving 60 gallons of water. That's drinkable water. And the metrics go on. If basically you are thinking about 1,000 dresses swapped, the numbers grow exponentially.
Yeah. I could see some sort of post where someone is like standing in front of 60 jugs of water and saying, these are all going to kids in Africa because I use ReDress or something.
Absolutely.
I don't know. That's just my marketing.
In the future, we're just not going to track how much money you save compared to buying, but we're also going to track, how much carbon footprint you're reducing.
Yeah.
And gallons of water saved and so forth.
Well, I think a lot of that comes down to trial and error too, testing markets. You know, the kids on TikTok might really go for saving water or carbon footprint, where as someone on LinkedIn might be more concerned with the cash. I'm just speculating here.
No, absolutely. I think we have two buyers persona. One is the, eco-friendly or eco-conscious person that really wants to make a difference. Now, you have to understand that we are not in the business of creating, sustainable fiber. It's just giving a dress a new life that otherwise would have ended in a landfill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we target that kind of persona, and we also target the person that really wants to save money. We have dresses in ReDress that are $4,000 dresses, and they can swap for $60.
Yeah.
For them, makes complete sense to have a Carolina Herrera or having an Hermes dress, just paying $60.
Yeah. Super cool point. Matias, get ready. Rapid fire section is coming. Buckle up, put on your seat belt, get ready, get your parachute ready, whatever you got to do, get ready. It's coming. But Matias, before we get into the rapid fire, just tell us, where's the best place for us to find you online?
So you can log into myredress.com. We're there. You can also find us in our social media, mainly Instagram, MyReDress Official. Facebook too, same thing, MyReDress Official. And we are starting with TikTok, just like you said, because the Gen Zs are really craving for this.
Yeah, it seems like a perfect fit. Awesome. All right, Matias, rapid fire. Let's go. Get ready. Matias, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
I think I was going to say a cougar.
That's a good. Hey, listen, cougars, I ain't got nothing wrong. Panthers, cougars, they're all good.
Yeah. But panther for sure, yeah.
Yeah, Florida panther. Love it.
And moreover, I'm Chilean born and raised, and you have the panthers going from North America until South America. It's an animal that you can find anywhere in the Andes. So wow. the whole Americas in general. So from North America, the US and Canada, until Chile.
Very cool. Speaking of other countries, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Well, I think definitely the US. I changed my original country for the US and I stayed here. But the second one, I think it would be Spain.
Spain. One of my team members just moved to Spain. Beautiful.
It's a beautiful country. The food is amazing. People really enjoy themselves there.
Yeah, no doubt. If you could sit next to anyone on an airplane, who'd you sit next to?
Gandhi.
Where are you going to be at professionally in 10 years?
I'm going to exit ReDress, and ReDress is going to become a verb. Everybody will be redressing.
Love that. Well, what are you going to do? You just exited ReDress. What are you going to be doing?
And then, I don't know, when you're in a startup, you have to basically put 100% of your time to it. So I think I'm going to enjoy my wife and my kids. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Fair point. And honestly, I love the idea. I could see it being huge. I could definitely see it getting there. Final question here for you. Matias, if you had 10 seconds with yourself 10 years ago, what would you say? Don't worry so much. Everything's going to be all right.
Everything be irie, man. I like that. Matias, thanks for joining the show, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yo, thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're walking away with something practical that you can use in your business. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you here next time on After Hours Entrepreneur. It's up to you. Go take the action, baby. Go make it happen. See ya. Peace.